Well, freedom for me is being able to make choices, you know, like, and be empowered by that. Because I know for me, like trying to lose weight, when I feel like, when I'm just eating things and constant eating, I feel like, oh my goodness, I'm being controlled. So I'm not really making choices. I'm letting my feelings make choices for me. But when I actually have freedom, I'm like, I know, like, okay, I'm making a choice, a conscious choice to do this and not letting anything else affect me. But I'm like there, you know, like I'm centered so that I can make those choices by myself and not be influenced by other things. So that's what freedom means to me.
Well, if we fill ourselves with like positive, like affirmations kind of thing, and like positive thoughts about ourselves and things like that, then there won't be as much room to fill with, like, to take in the negative. That's one thing.
Circling back around, because we keep circling back around, right? Circling back around to our session last week it was become aware. And so how do we become aware?
I think we stop and take a moment and process to even see that there is a problem and there is an issue. There's something that we need to focus on. So I think being aware, pausing.
But when you go into a place where you're unfamiliar and you have that fear of expressing or sharing your knowledge, whatever it is, because you have that fear of judgment, I just wrote something down. It's basically taking that unfamiliar place and asserting yourself in that place.
If I could push on that a little bit more too, Kia, because you mentioned two things that I thought were really key in what you were expressing. And one, you said if you can see yourself there. So that's visualization, right? Like being able to visualize yourself in a space that's uncomfortable also allows you to make a process for moving forward with whatever that mission is, right?
I saw something that says, get comfortable in being uncomfortable. And I've learned recently how to be able to utilize that ego and that fear as a tool versus something that debilitates me and causes tension.
A lot.
Shauna want to talk.
Shauna.
I'm sorry, y'all know I have to be a little bit extra, but I didn't want to let you wrap up without bringing it all back around. So I was making some notes when all the ladies were sharing. So I wanted to bounce back to when we talked about that fear and the fear being of success. And we talked about, you know, a lot of the ladies played back, don't have, what is it going to take, and all these kinds of fears. And thinking about what some of the ladies were talking about, the irony is that if you have indeed become successful as you fear that you will, it's because time and time again, you felt the fear and did it anyway. If you have indeed become successful as you fear that you will, it's because time and time again, you felt the fear and did it anyway. Every time you were afraid, you did it anyway. You were afraid of this new place, but you went anyway. You were afraid of these new people, but you talked to them anyway. You were afraid of this new and unknown thing, but you did it anyway. And so when you ladies were talking, I was like, it's ironic that sometimes we fear success, but that when we get to that place, it's because we already have everything we needed. It's because even when we were afraid, we kept moving. It's because we already know what the people that we're going to think we know. And that's why we're talking to them, because they already believe that we know. So we didn't get there without knowing. We didn't get there without having. We got there because we had, because we did, in spite of our fear, in spite of our discomfort. You know, like some of the ladies, we've already visualized ourselves and we are there. So to bring it back around, I think that the success is probably not the thing that we should fear. We can fear something else, but maybe that's not it, because by the time we become successful, it's because we've already done the work. We've already done the work, and we already know everything that we need to know. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in the room. We wouldn't be in the place. We wouldn't have made it to the new circle or what have you if we did not have what we needed. And again, if we had not time and time again felt the fear and just did it anyway.